Recently I watched a video of an American recounting her experience with German traffic police. It was an interesting story. It showed some differences between the German traffic police and American traffic police, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about German police, German traffic police in particular. And someone recommended this video. It's called "How Exciting Would It Be to Spend a Day with the German Autobahn Police?" So yeah, I don't know if there's like a police force that's specifically just for the Autobahn itself, or if this is just the general traffic police. Tell me more about the Autobahn. Tell me your experience if you've ever driven on that. I'm sure you probably have. How do you drive on it? Is there any specific rules that people should be aware of that they might not know? Let's watch this video and we can learn a little bit more.
25 vom 21. Sollen wir mit euch zusammen den Verkehr runterbremsen? So verstanden.
Seid ihr bereit? Ja, hinten fühlt es sich noch ein bisschen schlimmer an.
Tommen sagt jetzt, was wir machen.
Wir haben jetzt einen Verkehrsunfall mit Personenschaden.
Again, man, that's already what we've seen in a few videos before about the respect and kind of civil respect from the other drivers here. In Germany, it seems like every single time you can see already far ahead, there's just an avenue that's opened up to make way for any emergency vehicles coming through. I think it's great, and it's really like an interesting thing to watch when you see it in Germany.
Normally I do everything to avoid the police, but today I'm riding along.
Nice. So this is an American reporter, so it will be interesting to see if she has any comparisons between the two countries again.
Did you know that the German Autobahn has its own police force? Tillman Hartung, seen here on the left, and Alex Lattendorf work as Autobahn police officers. They monitor traffic on a 220-kilometer stretch of highway in the German state of Hessen. And this is the car they use, a BMW 530 diesel with 265 horsepower. They also carry guns and wear bulletproof vests. So how dangerous is their job?
Gefährlich wird es natürlich immer, wenn wir auf der Autobahn das Fahrzeug verlassen müssen.
Violence is not an issue for you, like having to use your guns, you're not afraid of drivers being armed with weapons, these aren't necessarily your concerns?
Also in Deutschland müssen wir zum Glück nicht bei jeder Verkehrskontrolle damit rechnen, dass jemand eine Schusswaffe zieht. Wir sind natürlich dafür trainiert, immer zu zweit Verkehrssicherheit zu schaffen. Wir machen auch Kontrollen immer zu zweit, das ist anders wie in Amerika.
Yeah, that's true as well. So again, we've seen that sort of similar mentality from an American. One of the first things they talk about is the police being armed, being worried about that. It's like, shows you how like the whole of America seemingly has been just affected by that. You see all those videos online of traffic police pulling people over, having to use force through a gun. It's really, I feel like maybe in Europe we might take it for granted that we don't actually have to worry about being shot in the middle of a road by a police officer. But even when talking about things like that, about always being in pairs and maybe how that compares to America where it might be a single police officer in the traffic police, just things like that system, it just makes it better for the police officers and reduces the chance of anything crazy going on, any crazy situation.
We are now on a mission to find out what's happening. Apparently there's an accident on the highway.
We drive through what the Germans call a Rettungsgasse, or a special emergency lane made by drivers on the Autobahn. Luckily, only cars were totaled. Remarkably, the drivers had only minor injuries.
Guten Morgen. Können wir euch irgendwas noch helfen?
Nee, eigentlich nicht.
Dann hat sich das alles aufgestaut, alle haben gebremst, einer nicht.
Ja, alles klar.
Yeah, what did I say there? Say that. Everyone braked. One person didn't, then that caused the accident. Yeah, interesting. Again, you see it in action there. I think, again, maybe it's something Europeans take for granted, but when you see emergency vehicles here, I've said it before, in Malaysia, very rarely do you see like the avenue open up so perfectly. There's always one person that doesn't move out the way. Even just this morning, come to think of it, there was an ambulance in front of me. it just couldn't get through because people were just not making way, people were just parking or being too slow. It's just so like satisfying when you see it happen in Germany, that avenue.
Alle haben gebremst, einer nicht.
Ja, alles klar.
Have you ever seen anybody not move out the way with this avenue? Would there be repercussions for that?
In the U.S., as you may know, the U.S. Highway Patrol is also responsible for highway safety. However, they do control speed as well. And often is the case they hide behind bridges, as I know from personal experience, to catch speeders. But here, that's a different police patrol that controls the speed on the Autobahn. So you're not out here to catch speeding cars. What's your mission on the Autobahn?
Ja, bei der Autobahnpolizei sind wir hauptsächlich mit der Verkehrsunfallaufnahme betraut. Natürlich kontrollieren wir auch Fahrzeuge. Wir gucken, ob die Fahrzeugführer die nötigen Fahrerlaubnisse haben, ob die Alkohol getrunken haben, ob die vielleicht Drogen genommen haben.
Wir haben hier besonders auf der Autobahn internationalen Verkehr. Wir haben viel mit Güterverkehr auch zu tun.
Among the international traffic is a truck from Poland, which attracts the officers' attention. They quickly react to remove it from the road and bring it to a spot where routine vehicle checks are taking place. After reviewing the driver's papers, checking his freight, and conducting a urine test, it turns out that he was indeed in violation of a few traffic laws.
Er hat keine Lenk- und Ruhezeiten. Auf den Lenk- und Ruhezeiten vermerkt er auch, wo er gestartet ist, wo er angekommen ist, sein Kilometerstand und so weiter, damit man das alles nachvollziehen kann. Das kann man in dem Fall nicht. Und das ist schon ziemlich schwerwiegend im Güterverkehr.
That's actually great to see, like, they keep a track of that as well, like, not just checking for the normal things like the vehicle condition and so on, but something that's so important, tracking like their what they've been doing on their job, because it means that they can check that the driver's not too tired, has been taking the correct amount of rest breaks, which is a danger in itself, obviously can cause accidents. So really cool to see they go so in depth there, and like even just the manner of the police officers, they seem like just super professional. I like that as well. I think that's the difference between German police and American police in this instance. Like the level of training can vary quite a lot. I think like German police officers, to my knowledge, would need to have like higher education levels. They have more intense training. Tell me if that's the case. Tell me if you know more about the training that German police officers or traffic police have to go through.
A potentially costly mistake for this truck driver.
As Tillman already told us, one of their main jobs is to check drivers for alcohol consumption. I have some German schnapps now that I'm just going to put in my mouth and swirl around and see if it makes any difference.
Einmal tief Luft holen. Gut. 0,3 Milligramm pro Liter.
Surprisingly, it does make a difference, so the tests continue.
I didn't drink anything. What's happening?
In Germany, for drivers under 21, there is a zero alcohol tolerance policy. After that, drivers with a blood alcohol level from 0.5 are considered unfit for the road.
Ah, das sieht gut aus. Also hier wäre jetzt erstmal nichts auffällig.
Back on the highway, we're heading out on the next mission, and once again, very fast.
Yeah, just to talk about that as well, just a question that came up when I was thinking earlier, said there's like separate rules for drivers under 21 having that zero tolerance for alcohol, and it changes slightly above that. Is there any other rules, like driving rules on the Autobahn specifically, or just in Germany, that vary on different factors, whether it's age, driving experience, anything like that?
Beispielsweise die Geschwindigkeit fahren sie in den USA gar nicht, ne?
Nein.
We reached 219 kilometers per hour. That's 136 miles per hour.
I feel bad for the people that are trying to get out of the way.
There's debris on the Autobahn. Officer Hartung performs a maneuver to stop the traffic behind us so his partner can remove it safely.
Even things like that, it's like, again, when I compare it to somewhere like here in Malaysia, the things I've driven by on the road, I've actually stopped to take off, like, it was like a big tyre that it must have came off a car. That just in the middle of the road, I had to move out of the way because, like, I was thinking if someone drives over that fast, it could cause some trouble. But the police here are, like, really stopping that full traffic just to get that, because obviously with the Autobahn, I think some parts you can drive it, there's no limit, so if people are driving fast over something, it could cause like a serious accident. So really, like, doing a lot of things, these police officers that are
As
really
you know,
good.
there's this big debate in Germany about whether or not to have a standard speed limit. So as police officers and as fast drivers, are you for or against a general speed limit in the country?
Also meine private Meinung dazu ist, dass ich ein Geschwindigkeitslimit auf Autobahnen nicht schlecht finde. Privat fahre ich selbst nicht besonders schnell und auch im Dienst zeigt sich immer wieder, dass Unfälle häufig mit zu hoher Geschwindigkeit zu tun haben.
The speed
tell me what
limit
you think
debate in
about that
Germany
debate.
has been going on for decades. About 65% of the entire Autobahn network currently has no limit.
Well, that was more excitement than I bargained for. What impressed me the most about these officers is how quickly they reacted to the action on the Autobahn and also how cool they remained under pressure. I definitely have a renewed respect for the work they do. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more about myths of the Autobahn,
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, I think that's the main thing. It's just the professionalism. Even when they're speaking, you can just tell they're like intelligent people. That's what you want from police officers. People who can like have that intelligence, have that emotional maturity to deal with situations properly, not get over the top like you see in videos from America and so on. So yeah, that was an interesting insight into the life of a German Autobahn police officer. Tell me what you think about this. Thanks.